You're listening to Haze Radio Network, Cannabis Lifestyle Radio. You know what it's like when I get up in the morning, I'm like, oh man, I got an episode to do. Get into the office, trying to figure out everything I got going on, and realize I have a guest. And it's always fun to talk to different people in the industry, whether it's cannabis, hemp, anything to do with that wonderful plant that makes us really happy and enjoy ourselves for so many different medicinal ways. And today I got Adam with Tri-Lab Manufacturing over in California. What's going on, my man?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, brother. How you doing today?
I'm good. Thanks for having us.
So, born and raised in Cali, or where are you from?
Yeah, Northern Cal, most of my life, but born down here in Southern California until I was about 5, and then spent most of my years up north. But I've lived in Colorado, worked for Folium Biosciences for a while.
Okay, so that's interesting. Let's talk about that. So, Folium was from, well, let's say like 2015, 2016, let's say, for many years was one of the biggest CBD private label manufacturers, right?
Yeah, definitely one of the biggest bulk suppliers.
Yeah.
They tried to get into the niche of the private label, white label side, but their strength is always in the bulk.
Yeah, always in the bulk and getting that out. Interesting. What did you do before that, though?
Before that, I worked for a medical company. So I worked for Analogic Corporation out of Massachusetts. I did sales and service for them on ultrasound machines across the United States. Okay, ultrasound. So that's a big difference, right? CBD, right? Yeah.
Or getting into hemp, which, some might say still is a little controversial, or no?
Yeah, I think the branch that I had that brought me into here, I also worked on the veterinary side of ultrasound, and I got to go to a lot of trade shows. I got to experience the growth of CBD on the animal health market firsthand. And listen to veterinarians. One of my childhood friends goes around and speaks about the benefits of cannabis with animals and rehab and all that. And it was just impressive to me that it was growing traction and it could really help a lot of these animals in need and the companions we have at home that we rely on so much. So I got a little footing in that coming into the job opportunity with Folium.
It really helps with pets, right?
Absolutely. With anxiety.
Let's break that down, just because a lot of people who don't know, right?
Yeah.
Explain why it works with animals. Let's talk about cats, let's say, for a second.
Yeah, so, it goes back to the idea of what does CBD do for the body, whether you're a human or an animal. It really helps regulate different imbalances. Anxiety is an imbalance. It's a stress relief.
Sure.
And it's going to help regulate that, so it'll balance the animal or the human out. The best thing with animals is that there's not really that placebo effect. They're either going to feel it or they're not. And more often than not, it's going to help. So cats and dogs that deal with, whether it's issues with stomach bugs or anxiety or old age, pain, it's been known to just help all across the board. And
do you think it's something they should take every day? Like a cat should take a little bit of a CBD snack, or is it something that's maybe like a weekly or for maintenance, or like, you have an opinion on it or no?
Yeah, I don't think it's something that it would harm them for taking every day, but it's something that you would supplement with a reason. So if there's a reason that the animal, instead of giving them pain meds or something else, why not try something natural from the ground? That's extracted, and then, if you can cure it with that instead of having to give them some type of pharmaceutical drug, or why not? It's so much better for them.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. So how long did you work with Folium?
About 9.5 months.
Okay. Get to do traveling, or was it mainly sales, or what was?
All sales in the office, and it was kind of a big change for me. Before that, with the medical company, I covered 7 states and half of Canada, so I was traveling every week for that company.
Sure.
Then it came to a standstill in Colorado, so it was a big adjustment. I'm a big travel bug. I love seeing new places, meeting new people, adventuring, and then it was just in the office every day in Colorado. It's a bit different, but I learned a lot, and I definitely, the best thing that came out of that relationship was just learning how great this plant is, how it affects so many different people, talking with people on the phone, that it helped them with pain or with getting through chemotherapy or with all these other different issues that you just never think about, but it really has an effect on the population.
So when you were working with Folium, was it direct to people sales or was it direct to business? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what was your part essentially?
Yeah, so Folium didn't have a brand, so it wasn't right to people. It was B2B sales, and I was hired on as a team to attack the global market. So larger companies all across the world that were looking to expand their products into the CBD market. That's what our ideas were pointed towards. But I met people from all across the spectrum, dealing with small companies to medium to large companies, all B2B sales though.
Okay, yeah, sure. And did you find that it was so popular that so many people were trying to now private label to a point where it was hard for someone to become well known because everyone was trying to put out the same stuff? Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, and again, that's the reason why I ended up making the jump over to Trilabs. The offering coming from a place that only has a certain type of product, it can only be divvied up a certain amount of ways. After a while, a lot of these customers are going to intersect, and they're going to have the exact same offering. They're going to have the same flavors, the same bottle types. It's going to get saturated with that type of product.
That's what I mean, right?
Yeah, and here at Trilabs, we're able to work with different cannabinoids like CBN, CBG, CBC, CBDV, things that are hot, and they also have a lot of great attributes for the body that weren't available to us over at Folium. And then the flavor options, the bottle options, I mean, the opportunities are endless with this small manufacturer that I'm able to work with now to customize everything across the board. I mean, flavors that are getting popular now, we're able to introduce where we're not locked into a certain spectrum that we're at.
Sure, that's great. And let's talk about the various products that you guys do.
Yeah, so I mean, we hit all the four main markets: the edibles, which are tinctures and gummies. We hit the topicals. The topicals are based on two kind of platforms. One is beauty, and one is kind of athletic or human wellness. We have products in both of those categories, and then we have, of course, the animal health side with the tinctures, dog treats. We do a lot of stuff kind of by hand. So the dog treats are all made from a batter in house. Our owner's daughter takes a lot of pride in that. We do peanut butter and bacon and banana.
I'm very big on CBD dog treats and stuff, so I'm definitely very aware of the different brands that do it. Definitely a fan. What dog doesn't like bacon and egg? Come on. Yeah, that's like, you got to do that one, you know?
Yeah, and no harsh preservatives, all natural ingredients, organic ingredients. So those kind of things we always look for. On the topicals, we like to have topicals that would stand alone without CBD, and that way when we add the CBD, it's just kind of helping with that inflammation relief rather than relying on it to do 100% of the effort. So the salves, the muscle balms, all those things stand alone without CBD, and then they just get enhanced in it, and the products have been well received across all of our customer base.
Now, is it different? Explain what some people get confused when they hear like the word salve and not even really understand what's the difference between that and a lotion or a cream or you know what I mean? Like, for those that don't know, how do you explain what a salve is?
Yeah, so really? A salve or a balm are normally wax-based, like beeswax-based.
Okay.
So they'll stay a little oily on the skin for a while, but they'll be able to target that area for a little longer than the lotion that might evaporate or rub into the skin.
Sure.
So a different type application.
And do you give it some kind of a scent, or are you more about the true flavor or scenting of hemp when you use and make your salves and products?
I mean, the best thing about being a custom manufacturer is we can do both, and we do both.
Sure,
we do a simple version that's just beeswax, has the CBD, has a couple other essential ingredients like arnica that will help with inflammation and pain relief.
Sure.
But then leave it to the.
But then you could also claim legally that it's not the CBD that helps with the inflammation and other things. You're allowed to promote the other things that are recognized for their medical properties, right?
Exactly. And that's the reason why all of the base ingredients work on their own. We actually do sell them separately without CBD.
And do you have a lot of people that happen to just want to buy that stuff and crank it out that way without the CBD?
A lot of them. And the reason is that a lot of these brands want to get into the big box retailers before they're allowed to have a CBD product. And they can have a version of it right now without CBD. And then as soon as the FDA opens those regulations and the CVS's and
and they can say, oh, we have this added thing. Why don't you blah, 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 get it with this?
And now the lotion that they love, there's a plus version now that has CBD. And then they already know it. They love it. They buy it now because it has CBD in it. So
that's good.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that's a big point, though, with the type of ingredients we have in those topicals. You can use those ingredients to give it the label, to give it the promises or the the ideas that can be had from that product, because there is arnica in there is the peppermint oil, there is other ingredients that really help with inflammation and everything else.
There was a time where I definitely had an interest in essential oils, and peppermint and this and, all those things have very great I don't say healing properties, but just what would you say essentially?
I mean, it's the same idea with CBD. I think all these natural plants have extracts that can help us balance out different things that we need in our bodies, whether it's pain related or inflammation related or memory loss, stress. There's all imbalances that we're dealing with, and I think a lot of these plants and fruits and vegetables and everything. They all have stuff to offer us, and that's what I think why they're here. Right?
Do you make a CBD with, let's say, something else extrapolated as a memory loss product, or
not targeted to that? But right now we have a big herbal line that's been doing really well with ashwagandha, with elderberry. We have.
Now, what is ashwagandha?
It's another extract that's been known to help with relaxation, stress relief.
Okay, and that's in a tincture form that you guys have, or how would you be applying that?
We're combining it with CBD in a tincture with
in
MCT.
a tincture. Okay,
yeah, but we've also done it in a gummy.
Interesting. And does it have a weird taste in a gummy, like eating it or a tincture, or no?
No, the flavor profile we use normally covers that, and we try to balance that out.
Okay.
But hemp normally is the strongest flavor in the
group.
It
is.
Yeah, it takes over everything with those terpenes and flavonoids and everything.
Yeah, real strong. Any kind of like a facial cream or a mud or any kind of things of that nature for the ladies that get into the more cosmetic or skin replenishing type things?
Yeah, we have an anti-aging face serum that's a lot of natural ingredients, works great again on its own. And then we add the CBD, which helps with inflammation a lot of people deal with on their face. We have a nighttime cream and a daytime cream that are a little different in textures and ingredients, but all the benefiting factors outside the CBD. We have a lavender lotion that's like a whole body and hand lotion.
That's cool. The lavender for sure.
Yeah,
adding a little bit of that scent and stuff.
Calming and all the other standard things you get from lavender. I mean, we have about 22 different topicals ranging all through cosmetic to sports medicine too. We have a Polar Freeze roll-on that's kind of mimics the BioFreeze of the old days from the orthopedic therapy that helps with chronic pain issues and those kind of things. And using it in a roll-on applicator allows you to pinpoint that targeted issue.
So you roll on and it does like a cool, like an icy type of thing.
Exactly, yep.
And then is it always good to like alternate with then heat? Or how does that usually work? Something like that. Do you just use the cool roll-on? Or is there another method that like gets done after that? Do you know what I mean? Or is that just good enough usually?
It's kind of personal preference. We do have a heating balm as well, or we have a heating balm and a healing lotion. So both of them are kind of the warming aspect, and then we have the cooling aspect as well.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Some clients use both. Some like the cooling over the heating. Some don't like that warm feeling. Get some sweaty stuff like that. So
interesting, right? That it would get your temperature up that much, huh?
Well, it's a part of your mind, right? It warms your back, and your back's warm. You start sweating, and it's not actually.
That's wild, right?
Yeah.
And so the tinctures, the edible, the gummies, which I quite enjoy. You have a variety of flavors, right? That are in stock flavors.
Yeah, to date, I think we've done about 38 different flavors in the last 18 months. It's been quite a year for gummies. Gummies have been the fastest growing part of the market, I think.
So in 38 flavors, if you had to pick your top three favorite that you actually would eat or like, what would be?
I really like the elderberry, which is similar to huckleberry.
Okay.
But so elderberry extract itself doesn't have a lot of flavor to it. It's kind of just tart.
Okay.
But then you add blueberry to it or huckleberry to the elderberry extract.
Oh, wow.
You get a little tart and a little sweet. It's a really nice combo. And then we did a honeydew melon that I really liked.
Wow.
If you close your eyes, it tasted just like a regular
honeydew melon.
Yeah, it was a funky one. I think I get used to all the standard flavors. Anything funky, I like a lot because it's different. But,
yeah, wow.
I mean, there hasn't been one I really didn't like. Passion fruit's been popular recently. That one's pretty solid.
Yeah, passion fruit is definitely a popular one lately.
Lemongrass is really nice because it's from the extract, so it's not overly sweet. It's subtle, but it's still lemony. It's kind of like a lemon water kind of flavor. It's not overpowering, but it's nice. So I like some of the natural extracts as flavor, like the passion flower extract, those kind of things. They end up being a little more tart, but it's kind of refreshing after eating, all these sugary ones all day when I'm trying different sweet gummies. So
Sure. Do you have relatives or anybody that you give this products to that, say how they help out or anything like that, or friends and stuff, or no?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the big things. The company, TriLabs Manufacturing, it's a family-owned company, so Glenn owns the company. His daughter works there. His wife works there. It's a big family-run business, and that's how we get a lot of our feedback too. We love sharing new products with friends and family, getting their feedback, seeing if this potency works on this product, and that kind of gives us our target audience for when we're going to release it out to all of our customer base.
Sure.
Say, hey, we tried this muscle balm with 500 milligrams. It still works even at that milligram strength. Or hey, this roll-on is 1,000 milligrams. That really targets and pinpoints the pain. We're able to do that by listening and kind of observing how all our friends and family and other people that we've met through the years. Glenn's been in the industry for about 12 years in the cannabis side and been all around.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he started out in the cannabis side about 12 years ago, and then branched into CBD.
As a patient, or
no,
what?
he was getting into growing.
Nice.
And then
under Prop 215.
Yeah, and then he pivoted over to CBD when the Farm Bill.
A lot of people did. Absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of people looked at it as an opportunity.
Yeah.
And have done very well. Did he ever mention any flavors of bud he grew that were claimed to fame or anything? Did you ever throw any names out or anything, or no?
He did, and I forget the names of them now. It's so funny, but there's so much that he's done. It's hard to.
We do call-ins. It'd be funny to call him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, what bud did you? What kind of interview you guys doing? What the fuck was that? We know, my man. It's good. We got you.
But I mean, that's one of the benefits. He's gone through the growing process. He's gone through the extraction process. He's gone through the purification process, and then he settled finally in the manufacturing. But he knows all the background of everything else. So it's not you're not working with a manufacturer who knows coming from like a bottle or a box manufacturing or something. He's coming from growing and extracting, and then now moving into the final phase.
Sure.
And all that knowledge, helps me as a salesperson, ask any questions that need to be asked and get the right answers on the first round. So. And
then you guys are very forward thinking as far as not just CBD but other cannabinoids. Why don't we talk about that as well?
Yeah, I mean it's about staying ahead of the curve, not just for us but for our clients as well. It's basically to figure out, how do I stand out? Is it a flavor profile? Is it a look and feel of the bottle or the package? Is it branding, marketing, or is it using different cannabinoids that are the next phase? The hardship, I think, with brands and clients that want to do that, the increased price points.
Oh,
CBN,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
CBC is coming in around 40,000 from some people, and
I mean, isn't that nuts?
it's just crazy. I mean, that's what CBD was 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
But
and then CBN even had like not about a year ago, like fucking crazy quotes, like $70,000,
$80,000,
$80,000 for a liter. I'm like, what the fuck? That's crazy.
I know. And then people ask, how effective is it? And you go, well, there's just not enough right now to know. Okay, if you take 500 milligrams in a bottle, it's going to knock you out.
Sure.
Everybody it works with everybody so different.
And everybody's body's different.
Exactly. It's hard.
So you can't, and you have to start low.
Right.
Because you don't want to throw that person off where then they feel too much of an adverse effect from it.
Right.
If your body's sensitive to it.
Right. Just like melatonin and everything else.
Or just any other vitamin, anything else for sure. Yeah.
So, understanding those costs, balancing it out. CBG is a good example because CBG has dropped down. It's not, it's not a crazy addition if you're going to add it to a gummy or a tincture now.
Yeah.
And it does have great benefits. And so you're able to add.
And let's talk about some of those benefits.
So CBG, brain health, it's been known to help with just overall brain health. And then similar to CBD with inflammation, relaxation, stress relief, anxiety relief. I think it's just another compound that is from the plant that just does great wonders for different things in your body.
Yeah.
Whereas CBN kind of is specifically known to help with sleep.
Yeah.
CBG is kind of like CBD, where it has a lot of different benefits and it kind of expands out.
Yeah, it's great.
But for the older generation with brain health, I think CBG is going to be a big one because I think it'll help with memory loss. It'll help with memory retention and I don't know, just the things that happen to our brain as we get older. It's been shown to help with overall health for that. So.
And you guys have made some CBG gummies yet, or you haven't?
Oh yeah.
You have.
Yeah, it's been requested over the last 8 months. Quite.
Do you ever take those or no?
Yeah.
Really nice. And do you feel a little sharp from it? Like, how do you ever, you ever take ginkgo biloba or something like that? You ever tried that, like for memory and stuff? I
always try to be over skeptical with everything. So I think.
Well, that's cool. I want your opinion. Over skeptical. What is it?
It's hard for me to know. Okay, am I sharper just because I got a little bit better sleep, or because I ate the right breakfast, or is it because of the CBG I took?
Okay.
But when I hear stories from people of our clients that did get those effects, and they had been going months with feeling groggy or feeling under the weather, and then they have a little CBG or CBD, and all of a sudden they feel 10 times better.
Yeah.
I mean, who am I to argue with them that happened?
The brain fog.
I think that the difference everybody has to realize coming into the market is that it's not like, Tylenol or Advil where it's just going to immediately affect every single person that takes it. It's a natural extract, so it's going to be different for everybody. It'll work better for some and less for others, but overall it's good for your body, and it'll help you get back to that homogeneous state. So
yeah, and then there's so many other molecules of the plant that hasn't even really been extracted yet or done. Like, these are just the first ones of many. And
the terpenes that are in there that have benefits for your body. There's thousands of things in that plant that are good for you. It's figuring out what exactly they do.
Now, does the oil that you use, you try to, retain as much of the terpene profile when you guys are picking your oils, or no?
Yeah, and it goes by type of product. So what we look at is what's going to be the use of this product, what is the desired taste profile, look, smell of the product, then what's the best oil for that product. To give you a good example for gummies, if we have a customer that's selling to a lot of new people to CBD that are just getting introduced to it, we don't want to come off with an oil that's too terpy that's going to throw them off because it's just too much of that cannabis hemp flavor to it.
Sure.
Where we could use a oil extracted, ethanol extracted that has less terpenes, less flavonoids in it, and then it comes off more subtle but still has all the cannabinoids in it that you would hope to give the rest of the effect. That introduces them to CBD a little easier, and it still gives them the desired effect they have. So we try and pick a good base for the type of product that we're building with. With the topicals, obviously flavor profile doesn't matter, so more terpenes, more of the other ingredients are great.
But it's always nice about having the scent.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Like that's why I like when you're saying about the lavender.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and then it goes back to who are you selling to? Because if
guys aren't going to get as much as women, that's for sure.
Right.
You have to make sure you'd have like something that's more like a man would like too, you know. But do you even have anything like that or no? That's a little non-flowery mixed, or is it just towards the females, let's say?
Yeah, so one of the products we have is a calendula cream. It's non-scented. And the really awesome aspect about that is you can use it with, cracked skin or dry skin.
And what's calendula? I've never heard of that. What is that?
Calendula. So calendula is a plant that gives a nice extract that was used in World War II with a lot of cuts and bruises in the war. And it makes a good kind of regenerative cream. We don't scent it. And a couple of our clients have chain of tattoo shops.
Okay.
It works great on tattoo repair because there's no scents added. There's no extra things in there that can cause inflammation.
Tattoo repair.
Like after you have a tattoo to heal it.
Oh, to put the stuff on it. Yeah, for sure.
Because you don't want to add anything with too much scents.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
So we have something like that. And then we have...
You could market it as a tattoo repair or tattoo... wherever the beginning part of it, however you want to.
Yeah, and that's what I say when I talk to clients that are in the tattoo business is, try it, you'll love it, and we send out samples, and all their clients love it because there's no scent to it, but it has CBD with also helps with everything else. So
is it a little waxy?
No, it's cream based.
Okay, yeah. I got you. Okay. Yeah. Oh, nice.
So then the balm is also a good one for that. So we can do balm without or a salve without scent to it. So you get the, it's less feminine in quality because there's not a overwhelming flowery scent or things like that to it. So, but what I see for the male clientele, it's normally based around injury or pain.
Yeah.
And that's where they come into the athletic
sports
side of it.
Pain management, essentially.
Yeah.
You got the heat, like you said. You got the cool. What else? That would be in that category.
Yeah, so there's a roll-on, which is a gel, and then there's a cream, a cooling cream, and then a warming cream, and then there's the warming balm or salve. There's kind of 4 different options, depending on the texture that you like, and then the applicator that you like.
Either one has the same effectiveness, essentially. It's just preference of the texture, I guess.
Yeah, they all have different ingredients that are built for that, like camphor, menthol, arnica, cinnamon oil, peppermint oil, different things that help with pain and irritation, things like that.
Cinnamon oil, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. I never even knew there was such a thing.
Yep. All those essential oils.
Oh, yeah. I got you. Oh, yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, sure. Wow. Very interesting. What about for like headaches and this or any kind of stuff like that? You guys don't do any pills though, right? You just do tincture.
We have soft gels. We don't manufacture soft gels in-house, but we have a partnership with a company that makes soft gels.
Okay.
So we do have soft gels. For a headache and that kind of issue, you always want to ask the person taking CBD, what is the root of that pain? Is it stress? Is it anxiety? Is it a crink in your neck that's going up to your head to give you a headache?
Okay.
Because that can help target where we need to apply the CBD, right? It's not something as simple as taking just a soft gel and curing a headache. I think you got to figure out what is the root of the problem, and then we can target it. And that's going to be the most beneficial way to kind of get rid of anything like that.
So give an example.
Like right now, as we're sitting here, yesterday at the gym, I messed up my shoulder, but it's gone all the way up through my neck into my head. So I have a headache now, but I know exactly where the root of the problem is.
It's pinching from the back.
Exactly. It's
so
pulling
because
that
of
muscle.
that, what would you use or take?
I'd use a roll-on right at that point. And
because a pill would not help that.
The pill wouldn't be as fast. Your body has to metabolize it. You have to absorb it in. And the target is right below the skin here. I can feel it. So all I have to do is apply it on that spot.
Yeah.
Target that pain, and then relieve the inflammation. And it's
now, if you were getting a headache though from that, would it be worth it to double up, pop the pill then and throw the cream essentially, or no?
Yeah, there's no harm in that, especially topically and orally. You're not going to have a overload system on that.
And even if someone had, a stomach or this or uncomfortable experience from taking too much CBD, you can't really overdose from it, right?
They haven't have any studies yet that show that anybody's overdosed from it. It's similar to every other kind, from what I understand. It's similar to every other kind of vitamin, mineral supplement. You don't want to overdose on it just because your body has to break it down somehow.
Sure.
But there hasn't been any cases, and what I understand, cannabis as well, there hasn't been any cases of somebody overdosing on THC or CBD.
You have to consume like 3,000 pounds in 6 hours or something like that to die from an amount that's just like ungodly, unheard of.
Right.
You just fucking pass out, fall asleep first before that happens.
I mean, it's the same thing with anything. You drink too much water, you'll die. You eat too many apple seeds, you'll die. Of course, you have too much of anything, it can be harmful to your body, but, just regulate everything you're taking.
I haven't heard the Appleseed one. That was like that. That's one you just threw out there that sounds like.
There's an old tale that I was told growing up that this kid was bet that he couldn't eat 1,000 apple seeds or something, and he did, and then he got sick and ended up dying from it. And I don't know if it's true, but it sounds about right.
That's pretty crazy. That's wild. If people wanted to check out or order, what's the website or way people could get a hold of checking out all the stuff you guys have?
Yeah, our website is just trilabsmfg.com, like trilabsmanufacturing.com, and my email is just adam@trilabsmfg.com. But yeah, the other
you got a little social media. You guys got an Instagram or anything like that? You popping with the being on the Grammy or anything like that, or no?
We haven't utilized Instagram too much yet, mainly because we like to be behind the scenes when we work with our clients. We don't have a brand or anything. We don't want to take away too much from them, but we are on LinkedIn and those kind of things that are standard. But as far as the branding, we don't really go out and brand TriLabs. We like to be the silent partner to it.
Sure.
But anybody that's in the San Bernardino area, welcome to come by anytime. Check out the facility too. You can search it on Google, and we'd love to take tours and show you around the facility, how the gummies are made, everything.
How big is the facility?
It is 10,000 square feet.
Nice. And what kind of machines go with making gummies?
So there's a mixing machine.
Oh, okay. You
there's
mix stuff, sure.
Yeah, there's pouring machine, the molds we use, and then on the inside there's a tumbler that puts the wax on, and a tumbler that puts the sugar on, and then everything's hand picked, and everything's checked for texture and make sure there's no tails on it.
Sure.
And then they're all hand packed. We do obviously finished goods, so we'll do like 30 count, 60 count bottles. We'll also do bulk. So it just depends how they're bottled, but from there they're all done by hand into where they need to end up. So
nice. Any shout outs to friends and family out there?
Oh yeah, my beautiful wife Melissa, always, and then my parents are always believing in me, Chris and Maria. I love you guys.
Hell yeah! Thank you so much for coming on, my man.
Thanks for having me.
Anybody listening, make sure to tune in to Haze Radio. You can download it on your phone, or check out www.hazeradionetwork.com. It was definitely a pleasure. I enjoyed sampling the gummies, so I definitely give them the thumbs up. And again, if any of you guys get a chance, definitely check out their website and everything got going on. Check out all the different hits we got, different episodes from Adam Mill to Squints to everybody else, Terp Talks, and everybody rolling super bad. Check us all out. Sign up for our newsletter, and we'll talk to you guys on the flip side. You're listening to Haze Radio Network, Cannabis Lifestyle Radio.